Hello, my name is MMOtte or MMOtte, and welcome to the beginning of what is probably the first non-blind Let's Play of Legend of Grimrock. This is a relatively new title released April 11th, and it's an old school dungeon crawler in the style of um, Dungeon Master, Eye of the Beholder, all those kinds of games. It's grid based, you have a party of 4 people, and you run around collecting loot, fighting baddies, solving puzzles, and all that fun stuff. So, since this is not a blind let's play, it means I've played this game before. I've played it through on hard in a playthrough where I found every single secret in the game. So I have quite a bit of prior knowledge of the game. However, this time I'm gonna try something new. Behold, old school mode. Turns off automatic completely. Arm yourself with a stack of grid paper and pencils and be prepared to get lost in the dungeons. Beware, you can't change this setting after starting the game. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bust out the old writing block and map my own way through the dungeons. Of course I'm cheating a bit. I've been through the dungeon before, but I don't have a clear picture of every single corridor in my head. Also, I'm gonna be playing on normal, because hey, this is old school mode. I played it on hard. I've proven I can beat it on hard. And for dungeon here, you can see there's only Grimrock. They're gonna later possibly release their own dungeons to add on to the game, but they've also revealed they're in the process of making a map editor. They'll start releasing a simple map editor where you can only do basic stuff, hidden buttons, normal lever switches, all that kind of stuff. And later on they're gonna add advanced features such as scripting and lots of fun stuff. So, I'm gonna create my own team. I've already planned out what it's gonna be. The way it works is you have a party with 2 people in the front and 2 people in the back. The people in the back, they can't melee, and the people in the front are gonna take the majority of the damage. Another thing, I'm possibly gonna try what I personally call an Ironman run. What that entails is I'm not gonna save unless I reach what's called a healing crystal or save crystal that's hidden around the dungeons. This normally does an auto save for you and heals your party to full, and if I can stick to it, I'm gonna try only doing saves when I reach those, even manual saves. So if I die between 2 crystals, too bad, game over. But I'm of course permitted to run back to a save crystal and do a manual save there, so we'll see how long I will stick with it. For my first character, he'll be called Axxor. He's gonna be a fighter with axes. Fighter is one of the 3 classes. See here, fighter, mage, rogue. And it's basically your Conan or your armored dude that swings axe, mace, sword, or his fists. For this character, Axxor, I'm gonna use swords, no, I'm gonna use axes. Also, he's gonna be human. He could be a minotaur, lizard man, or insectoid, but this guy is human. There's 4 attributes here: strength, dexterity, vitality, and willpower. I'm gonna give him quite a bit of vitality, because I don't plan on putting too much armor on him, so he needs a lot of health. And some strength, because he needs to do a lot of damage. Lots of damage. Then, oops, there's a thing here called traits. You have quite a big selection. There's some attack power based one, aggressive, just flat attack power, and fist fighter. That's 6 attack power when unarmed. It's for your monk kind of fellow. And also there's these resistances. And last but not least, there's stuff like agile, athletic, etc. They grant 2 to these 4 stats. Or tough, aura, they grant energy, which is your mana basically, to use abilities and such, and health. And then there's skilled, which grants straight skill points, and evasive, which grants some evasion rating here that helps you avoid attacks. For this character, I'm kinda boring. I want more skill points, and I want him to have a lot of attack power, more damage. So now you can see human starts with 4 skill points, and skilled 3 extra skill points, gives me 7 here. I'm gonna start by granting him some up in athletics, so he gains 2 vitality and 1 strength, which is represented also in this stat overview. Reason I pick up those first is the earlier you get vitality, the more you benefit from it. As you can see here, affects the amount of health points gained at first and subsequent levels. In other words, if you start with a lot of vitality, you're gonna end with a lot of health. Getting it early is good, which is also why I personally prefer healthy here to vitality at first level over tough. That's just a personal preference. And the last 2 points in Axxor, since he's gonna use them a lot. So that's my first character. On to the next. He's gonna be a Minotaur. As you can see here, lots of strength, no dexterity, lots of vitality, little willpower. Also, they eat a lot of food. They're Tauren, big ass cows. What do you expect? And they only have 1 skill point as opposed to 4 for humans or 3 for the other races. So the first thing I'm gonna do is pick skilled, because I can't live with just 1 skill point. Also, there's 2 racial traits I haven't told you about. Insectoid gets natural armor, gives him more protection, or in other words, armor rating. And Headhunter for Minotaur gives you 3 attack power per skull carried. And there's a total of 5 skulls you can pick up in the dungeon. They're hidden at specific locations. You don't just get them from corpses of a skeleton or something. So that's a total of 15 attack power. That's a lot better than aggressive. So you pretty much always want to have a Minotaur in your party. For his stats, I've decided to put him all the way up to 20 strength, give him some dexterity to counteract the loss of accuracy, as you can see here. And last but not least, put the last point in vitality. He's also gonna wear armors, but not just yet. So I'll put his points in maces, which is gonna be his weapon. In my first party I had a sword Minotaur, so now I'm trying axes and maces. I also tried unarmed combat on a rogue, but yeah, it can do a lot of damage, but I just found my weapon dude did a lot more. The next character is gonna be the rogue of the party. She's gonna stand on the back row, and as opposed to my last playthrough where I had unarmed combat on one rogue and missile weapon or throwing weapons on another, this time I'm gonna try assassination and daggers. Assassination is a special and it grants a lot of strength for extra damage, stuff like backstabbing, and most importantly reach attack, which means you can hit enemies from the back row with melee weapons. So that's what this guy is gonna do. Again, skilled, I want him to get reach attack rather quickly. And aggressive, because he needs to dish out the damage. Also, strength. Strength. He needs to do damage, he needs to hit, and he can have some health. Not required, but hey, it's nice. And he's backstabber, so let's name him Frey. I won't explain the reference. If you get it, you get it. Just gonna switch portraits here. And last but not least, I decided to take a mage in the party. Mages... well, let's just say I'm just picking a mage to show you people how mages work, because I don't like mages all that much. He's gonna be an insect. Don't even ask. I don't get this race. I've played it for 20 plus hours. I still don't get it. Whatever. Hey, at least they don't eat a lot of food. Food consumption minus 15%. And they're perfect for mages. Plus 4 willpower, which means a lot of energy, aka mana. Again, willpower. It affects the amount of energy points gained at first and subsequent levels, so the more you get the earlier, the better. Also, mages generally could use a lot of skill points. If you notice, I've gotten skilled on all my 4 characters. So I might be biased, but hey, who cares? Also, as I said, get some willpower early on if you want lots of energy. And I do. So I'm gonna pump him up to lots of energy. And some vitality, so he's not a total glass cannon. But you can see he's not gonna have a lot of carry weight because his strength is only 8. Which means he'll probably get easily overburdened and he won't be able to carry a lot of things. I forgot to make him a mage. There we go. And I'm gonna focus him on fire magic. Get some points in spellcraft. Get some ice magic because the starter spell is really nice. And some fire magic, which is gonna be his focus. There's also earth and air magic. Earth is kinda bad. Air magic, it's good. It has some nice spells, but fire and ice, I like those more. Also staff defense. Sure, if you want to make a frontline mage so he can tank. I've actually heard of people making 4 mage parties, so hey, if that's your idea of fun. So Buggy the insect mage is done now. As you can see, my 4 characters: Axxor, Bullwinkle, Frey and Buggy. And now I'm just gonna shut up and show you the intro cinematic. And that's our story. This is the Legend of Grimrock. My 4 characters here from character creation: Minotaur, Human, and Mage and Rogue. You find yourself in a dark and dank dungeon. So, as you could see from the intro cinematic, basically, we're accused of something. We got chained together and kicked down a hole. As you can see up there, that's the shot we came from. And if you notice from the cinematic, yes, all 4 characters are chained together, which is the reason you can't split your party. Convenient, don't you think? Anyways, enough talk for now. I'm gonna end the recording here and call this my first episode. See you later.